Hey everybody, it's the Last Raider. We're back. Boy, I saw this and no one's talking about it, so I thought I would get on here with it. Okay, so we got Patrick Zircher, who is currently drawing Savage Avengers for Marvel Comics. So we've got Marvel Comic Pro here, blue check mark, talking about. And I read this, I was like, wait a minute, this is what I saw down here. And I decided, well, let's see what this is, because I know Patrick Zircher is one of those guys, that gets onto Comicsgate and everything a lot. And I got to looking at it, and then I read through this, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? So anyway, let's dive into it. Patrick, best development in publishing is publishers now react much more judiciously in regards to social media complaints. Bear me out, most of these complaints are amplified. The opinion of a few who doggingly, fanatically press their views and not indicative of most readers. Okay. Patrick is talking about people in comics who go out there, and tell them this, why is this like this? This sucks. We don't want this. Don't make this character gay. Don't do that. Can you make your own character that's gay and go from there? So anyway, he's basically saying that this is just an amplified minority that's pushing. Well, Pat, let me tell you something. If you look at Comicsgate sales and you look at Marvel sales, you're going to see very quickly that you aren't selling very many books. You're shipping. You're shipping like nobody's business. But you look at the comic shops, nobody's buying those books. And you look at the store closures. Comicsgate is not in the comic shops. That's what Patrick is failing to recognize here. Where are the Comicsgate books that are on the shelves? Oh, yeah, that's right. Y'all prevent Comicsgate from getting in the comic book shops because you know what will happen. The comic shops will start coming out saying Comicsgate books are paying the rent right now. You don't want that competition on the shelves. I've said this before. If Comicsgate ever hit the shelves with Marvel, they would have not one single independent creator would obliterate every comic that Marvel has on the shelves. Would just flat out outsell them. They would almost single-handedly save comic shops if these people would get out of the way. But on to the second tweet here. Expressing how much you love a book is more likely to sway a publisher than hating on it. Buzz for even a low-selling book will sometimes extend its life. In other words, all these people hating on these books, they're not real. They're not real fans. They're just a small minority in the community. This is what Patrick Zircher wants to believe, but it's not what shows up in the actual numbers. By the way, these are the same types of people that say, "Oh, we don't get into comics for money. We get in there for passion and socialism and all this, and slay queen and make equality." It's like, well, here's the thing. If your quality doesn't make any money, nobody's going to buy it. Okay? No one's buying your quality if you're not making money at it, okay? If you make money at it, that's the quickest way to get people involved, because then everybody wants to buy the equality. Even big corporations want to throw millions of dollars at your equality if it makes a shit ton of money. Just saying. But this second tweet here kind of points out, he's saying, just tell them how much you love a book. Don't tell them what you don't like about a book. Tell them that you like a book. Don't give us any real criticism. Just be yes fans. Okay? You know what a yes fan is? A yes fan comes in there and says, "Oh, I love this so much," even though it's stick figure drawings. They're like, "Oh, we love this so much. It's just so wonderful." This is yes fans. They don't care about the quality. They don't care about it. They're just there for the people who are writing it. They go in there and they stroke their ego. Okay? That's all they're doing. And this is the tweet that got me into this whole thread in the first place. P.S. Look up a titles editor in the credits. Sometimes many of them are on social media. If you like a book, let them know. Well, that might be a problem considering most of you idiots do blockchain. Okay? So if someone likes a book, this is just going to... Zircher needs to stop, because here's the thing. If someone likes Ethan Van Sciver from for his Green Lantern stuff and nothing else, and that's the only reason they follow Ethan Van Sciver, not for the Comicsgate stuff, and they go over to one of these editors who run a blockchain on Ethan Van Sciver's followers and find themselves blocked, that's going to piss off the customer more than anything else. They're going to be like, why am I blocked? I've never even I just found this person's name in a comic book, and I did what Zurcher told me to do and find them, and it turns out, hey, guess what? You're blocked. Y'all haven't figured this out yet, okay? It's called customer relations, all right? You have to stop having this mentality of, oh, we're better than everyone else, and have this mentality of the people who buy our comic books are the most important people on the planet. It's not hard. All right? I work construction. I treat the customer's home better than I would treat my own. You know how many times I wash my toilet? About once a week, I'll go in there and throw some bleach into it and wipe it down. Do you know, and give it a good cleaning. Do you know how many times I give a good cleaning to a customer's toilet? Every time I use it. Because I don't want them to clean up any more mess than necessary. When I'm done working in there, if I've done sheetrock work, anything, I get done and it never fails. I break out a vacuum cleaner. I go in there and I start to turn on. They come and they're like, oh, that's okay. We'll clean all that. I'm like, no, this is my mess. I will clean it up. So you have a problem and I'm here to solve it. I'm not here to cause you more problems. This is the problem with all you comic pros. You want to go out there and your customers come in there wanting to buy something to escape into, to get away from the world. And all you want to do is keep bashing them with the world. You want to keep taking politics and bullshit that they deal with on a daily basis and shoving it into books. And then you want to get mad at them when they say, look, I don't buy, how is this a superhero comic? Why is this agenda being pushed in the pot? Why are politics in this comic book so heavily? Can superheroes stop a bank robbery, please? And y'all get offended by that because you've gotten too big for your britches and your head's too full of hot air. Ultimately, what's going to happen here is Zurcher has now just accelerated the death of the comic book industry right now. Because any fans that you've got that haven't had any kind of dealings with pros on Twitter are going to start off with a negative, bad reaction if they've been in Comicsgate. And that negative reaction is the first impression that they're going to have of Marvel and DC comic pros. And it's probably going to turn them off to Marvel and DC comics. Especially if they go into a comic shop right now and read the trash that's coming out, if they can get to one. The only saving grace here is that the coronavirus is preventing people from going into comic shops and reading y'all's bullshit. But I mean, you can't fix stupid, I guess. Anywho, tell me what you think, folks. Do you think Pat is you think Pat's going to save the comic industry? Do you think he's going to kill the comic industry sooner? Do you think this was a good move or do you think this was a bad move? Honestly, I would have rather him come out there and called out the comic industry pros and said, look, we're going to have to be out there for the fans. And, we still haven't we're going to reach the point where they realize the comic industry, when they should do differently. It's kind of like, I'll equate them to pilots that Colonel Shepard in Stargate Atlantis was talking with Rodney. When they're sitting there and they've got the cannon, he's trying to fix the singularity cannon, and he's trying to fix it, and he says, I've seen this before. I've seen this in pilots. They said they will not give up on their machine. They'll keep fighting it right up until the aircraft hits the ground, meaning they refuse to eject. They refuse to try something different. They have not admitted the comic industry is dead yet. And they are going to ride this thing, trying to fix it with they've already broken the machine beyond repair, and they're trying to repair it as it's screaming to the ground. And everyone's like, just eject. Eject, you morons. Eject. Get out of there, eject, and get a new plane. Okay? Get a new plane and learn how to fly it and learn how to maintain it. That's all you got to do to fix the comic industry. Stop what you're doing, figure out what you're doing wrong, and fix it. But they're refusing it. And they're going to cream this thing, and they're going to realize right at the moment of impact, shit, we've destroyed the comic industry. And by then, it's absolutely too late. Anyway, folks, tell me what you think in the comments. Please leave a like and a subscribe. And if you're new to the channel, do subscribe. Also, share the video. It helps this channel out a lot. And as always, I'm the Last Raider. Stay frosty. Keep your head on a swivel. Survive this is going to be the toughest 2 weeks that we're going to deal with. And I will see you guys next time.